Dylan Hubbard.
Good morning, Tampa Bay, 970 WFLA. Talking fishing, going to be here until 8 o'clock.
Unfortunately, only till 8 o'clock.
I absolutely love the fact that you do that for me now. It's absolutely incredible.
I'm here for you, buddy.
Yeah. Lots of great stuff to talk about today. We got a big week coming up, obviously, with the 4th of July, the holiday, the new moon next Friday. Lots of really, really good stuff to talk about. Tarpon season winding down a little bit.
Wait. New moon is this Friday coming up.
That's what I said.
Are you one of those? It's not next Friday. I have this conversation with people. If we're talking about the Friday coming up, isn't it this Friday?
I guess it could be. I guess I felt like saying next Friday because today's only Saturday and yesterday was Friday. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
I see what
it
you're
is
saying.
Confusing.
Yeah,
though,
it is a little. Yeah. Thanks for. Okay, it's going to be.
We're just going to kick it off the show.
I was going to say we're going to have one of those kind of shows. Apparently. Okay. Well, you know what's the good news is. The good news is, and actually, I was thinking about this morning.
Okay.
Let me tell you what. It's an amazing thing. Sometimes my brain just like lucks into things, because yesterday morning, all the storms out there, right? Sure, it was. I went and got bait. I'm like, I don't know if we're going to get this in. I got storms here. I could see 3 or 4 storms. They looked like they were growing. It was kind of crazy. Storms blow through, and then the wind stopped.
And the water cooled down.
No, it did not cool down.
Those little rainstorms help.
Water temp was 89.5 degrees yesterday all day. And we had no wind. And no wind after a storm.
So you just cooked.
Oh, you know what I kept thinking about? Air conditioning.
Yeah.
That's what I kept thinking about. I kept thinking about, you know what? It's a perfect time to have Chris Myers in from Ace Heating and Cooling to talk about air conditioning.
Amen to that.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Great.
Good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. Good to have you in here. We have Chris Myers, Ace Heating and Cooling, joining us. We're going to talk a bunch of fishing with him. We're going to talk a bunch of fishing with you. Let's talk about this. What kind of weather do we have coming up for the 4th of July?
It's going to be beautiful for the 4th, it looks like. I mean, really almost all week until this Friday and this Saturday. It looks really nice. Potentially following that, we might have a little bit of weather, but it's really far in advance, and it has a lot to do with those tropical systems spinning down there in the Caribbean. So a lot to wait on as far as those are concerned. That can change a lot. So I don't really look too far in advance with those storms, as really 7 days out, they're still virtually guessing. So until they get a lot closer, you don't know. So nothing to worry about there. As far as the weather is concerned, it looks really, really nice. But it is officially summer. As you talked about, these scattered showers are going to be very common throughout this week. So moderate winds, very low seas, beautiful conditions for the most part. You just got to dodge those scattered showers and keep an eye out for them. And if you don't like the weather in Florida, wait 10 minutes,
Yeah.
So that's where we're at. But let me tell you, it is hot, and you were talking yesterday about cooking. I just got back from Houston, Texas, and that is oppressive.
I was going to say,
it's like being in an oven on convection.
I can't remember where it was I saw.
It's brutal.
Someplace was 109 yesterday.
Yeah.
I saw something on the news. It was 109. I can't remember if it was Corpus Christi or where it was, but somewhere out in Texas was 109.
All I know is people talk badly about Florida temperatures and weather, and I would much rather be in St. Petersburg. It was oppressive. You walk out at 5 o'clock, like here, it's hot for sure, and it is humid. But over there, man, it is a different kind of heat.
Yeah.
It is like literally, it's like opening the oven door once you've turned it on convection at like 480, 500,
Right.
and opening the door and trying to take a deep breath. That's what it's like. It's terrible.
So what, Chris, do you get excited when it starts to come summertime? Is that a good thing in the AC business or a bad thing? Is it like your busy season? Does it change ever? Because you do both anyway. You do heating and cooling. So does it change?
It's definitely changes. I mean, we're 100% seasonal.
Okay.
I mean, summertime is go time and no breaks, and it's basically survival mode. Just trying to get everything done. Should have fixed the air conditioner 2 days before it broke.
Right.
All these things.
How dare
you?
And
I gotta believe it's one of the worst. I mean, it's happened to us before as well at my house. But I don't think it was but like right now, like if your AC goes out this morning,
Yeah, like if
you want a new unit by 5 o'clock.
If you have like a heart attack or a stroke, like you call an ambulance and you need to be taken to the hospital now. If your air conditioning breaks this time of year, it's like one step below that, right? It's like, I need an ambulance to bring me a new AC unit.
Right now.
But you don't have it on your truck right now?
Right, yeah.
That's usually the question.
Is that I see you walked up with a bag. Is there an AC unit in the bag?
Yes.
We need that done right there. That's good stuff. I'm telling you, dude.
It's true.
Yeah.
I get it.
I get it too. There's no doubt about it. Do you get time to fish this time of year?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we still get time to fish.
Make time, right?
Make it.
Make time.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Too busy to go fishing.
You're just too darn busy.
No doubt. No doubt. Good stuff. Let's we must have a reason. I'm gonna guess that old Captain Gene Hammond is going fishing this morning. So we're gonna break from protocol here and try to get him in real quick here. Let's check in with Captain Gene Hammond. Gino, what's up, brother? You getting ready to go fishing this morning?
I'm on the boat getting stuff ready right now. So how are you?
I kind of figured with that early phone call that you were itching to hit the throttle.
Yeah. I got my veterans, first responders from Kansas on vacation coming to see us today.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
And, yeah. And getting stuff ready. We're going to take off hopefully around 7 o'clock today and get them on a good bite and see what happens.
We
appreciate all your support.
Do your Kansas veterans, do they deer hunt?
Oh, gosh.
Oh, yeah. I'm from that area, and we grew up. I mean, like Thanksgiving Day was going out pheasant or quail hunting, and in the wintertime, we all whitetail hunt. I did it with a bow and arrow like Captain Lisa Fitzgerald. She goes to the same area I grew up to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Oh.
Talk about that.
Yeah, see, I get excited when I get those guys on my boat. I'm like, oh, we're going to have great conversations. We're going to catch some fish and talk big deers. I like that.
That's funny.
They're just massive out there.
I know. Yeah, they're just huge. I've never been to Kansas, but obviously I'm from Wisconsin. We have big deers in Wisconsin for sure. So
that was funny. This past week in Texas, one of the charter captains over there, he's enamored with hunting. Really, everybody. That's a super big thing in Texas, right?
Oh,
so
for sure.
They're talking about how, I like to hunt with a recurve bow, not a compound bow, a recurve bow. I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. So I'm listening to this story, and my one charter captain buddy took this guy out to his camp, which is in West Texas. So he sets him up in a stand, leaves him, comes back, checks on him later, and he's got this look on his face, these big eyeballs, and he just looks like he's seen a ghost. And he gets down out of the tree stand. He's like, "You didn't tell me you had mountain lions."
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, a mountain lion was trying to climb up into the stand, and all he had was a recurve bow.
Oh, no.
Yeah. No. So that was a good story.
You have to be Kansas, Texas fed to pull those recurves because there's no let off.
Yeah,
you got
right.
a 65-pound pole or a 70-pound pole, you're holding that thing back for a few seconds.
Wow.
Sounds fun.
It's not easy.
No.
Not easy.
I'm out. Well, good luck today, brother. We appreciate what you do, getting the veterans and first responders out there doing what you do, Gino. It's good stuff.
Yeah, we had a huge shout-out to Captain Bill Rutherford up here at the Rusty Bucket and Vet Catch. He called me this week, and we did a joint venture with a bona fide special operator from all of the crap going on in the desert right now, and one of our disabled veterans yesterday, and we had a great time. So
good. That's
nice.
Awesome. Well,
all we do, look us up, vetcatch.org and linesofliberty.org. We need your help. You know, it's not cheap to run a boat and do fishing and get out there and help support us, and we appreciate your support and keep doing what we're doing. It's part of my therapy too, captains.
I hear you, brother. Well, keep up the good work, Gino. We appreciate you guys and all of our veterans out there for sure. So keep up the good work, Gino, and tight lines. Catch them up today, all right? Be safe.
All right. Take care, guys.
All right,
See you,
Gino.
buddy.
Good stuff. I'll tell you what, dude. That man right there is in it to win it when it comes to supporting our veterans, as we support them here as well. We always put big shouts out to our men and women service members, both here and abroad, that do what they do to allow us to be free. Going this week to the beach with the family, and none of that would be possible without our veterans doing what we do. So it's cool stuff.
That's why I love 4th of July. It's like the one holiday where people seem to come together and actually stand behind the flag together. It's
red, white,
nice.
and blue. Yeah, it's kind of special when we get it all pulled together. Chris Myers, Ace Heating and Cooling, is our guest here this morning. Not only is he our heating and AC specialist, but he is also a fishy cat, shallow and deep water guy. So he's kind of near and dear to both of our hearts in here. So if you've got AC questions, we've got him in here as well. So again, you can give us a buzz. Phone lines are open, 1-800-969-9352. Let's talk some fishing. We'll be back, 970 WFLA. Having trouble finding a plumber or an electrician you can trust? A company that is clean, honest, trustworthy, reasonably priced, and shows up on time? Captain Mike Anderson. Volleyball cranked up this time of year?
It just finished.
Oh, good for you.
They just finished nationals.
Okay.
Actually, when we were in the Keys last week, I had to fly my 16-year-old out to meet her mom and go to Orlando.
Where's she playing her high school ball?
She doesn't play high school yet. She did for 1 year. She played JV when she was a sophomore. She didn't make the team last year. She's trying for her senior year this year. And then my younger daughter, who's about to be 14, she's going to be trying out for Riverview too as a freshman.
Okay.
So she'll probably get JV, but I don't know. She's a really good player, so it might get bumped up.
Okay. My one of my best friends is the head coach at Sefton Christian. And his daughter played at Riverview. Mike Bowers.
Mike Bowers, yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't know you know Mike.
Yeah, Coach Mike.
Yeah.
My daughter. He knows. I know Mike.
We're going to the beach with him this weekend.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Tell him I said hi.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, they used to live right next door to us.
There's a possibility he might be the 17s coach next year at Tampa United.
Okay.
And might be coaching my daughter Macy.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and Macy loves him. They do private lessons.
I'm gonna tell you right now, dude. That dude is.
He's a good dude.
He's ate up with it too, bro. Like ate up. Like we were in the pool last year, chilling, like we always are. And I turned around and homeboy's like just teared up. Like he was looking at his phone. I turned around. I'm like, dude, you all right? And we knew it was he had interviewed. And he was like, I just got the call that I got the job. He was absolutely just ecstatic. I mean, he is so into it. It's incredible.
Oh yeah.
I would do the same thing. It's always been my dream to coach basketball, and I have an open invitation to coach at UT under Tom Jesse. Tom said, just let me know. I'll take you tomorrow.
And the girls love him.
I just can't do it. It's not time.
They all talk highly of him.
Oh yeah, he's a good dude. He really cares about it. He really does. And Sefton Christian they did a nice job. Gave him a little office because he works from home. So they were like, how about if we just give you an office and you can just work and then still be on campus and do all whatever you need to do during the day, and then you're here for. Mike's like, that works. So he really likes it over there. So. And then my grandson is going to start there in the fall. And Mike's known him.
At Sefton Christian?
Yeah, Mike's known him forever. So my oldest daughter teaches at Armwood. So it'll be real easy for her to just drop her off at Sefton Christian and be right up the street
where I went
there.
to high school.
And then Mike was like, I got him. I got an eye on Ryder.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of cool too because he's switching schools and now he's got at least somebody in the building that he,
I know them.
Yeah. So
That's always good to know.
yeah,
She
it's very
coaches
cool.
at Armwood too, doesn't she?
She did. She was coaching and then she backed out of it because Ryder's playing.
Oh, I got you.
So, and I told her she was really upset about it because she's passionate about coaching as well. She was a basketball player as well, but I told her, I said, hey,
Zero Foxtrot isn't just a brand.
you got kids.
Founded and operated
It is
by
what it is.
veterans,
I love playing competitive slow pitch softball, but for 5 years I took it completely off because Georgia was playing AAU. I was coaching. She wanted to play college ball. You just do what you got to do. Now's not your time to be coaching basketball.
Yeah.
I would love to.
You gotta say your
It's
priorities.
been a dream of mine forever, but there's no money in it. It's very time consuming, especially at UT. I can't, there's no way I can be at practice every day and then travel and do all that. I just can't do it. So.
We have to do our job.
It's one of
Big
those
commitment,
little,
that's for
it's
sure.
one of those little boxes I was just like, well, the fact that Tom Jesse was going to add me to the staff, I'm just going to check that coaching box.
I made it.
Well, he's like top 10 all time in NCAA wins.
Wow.
He's phenomenal, dude. University of Tampa women's basketball team does not get enough love.
They have a decent volleyball team.
Yeah, they do. They top 5 in the country the last 2 years in a row for D2. It's a phenomenal program. Phenomenal. And he's a great coach. Him and I just sit and talk hoop strategy for hours. He's a great guy. That's really how Georgia got her scholarship. It was all the time she spent at Tom's camp. Tom just knew her, and then Tom knew everybody. You know what I mean? So she was a pretty good player, but, you know, Tom's little endorsement was huge. Right. Let's do this. Alan at St. Pete already. Welcome back. If you're like me and you are noticing that every day is coming with torrential rains at my house, we're getting rocked up pretty good out there in Riverview. Finally, I know we were a little dry there for a while, but it's raining good now. Hopefully, you don't need a roof repair or a re-roof. But if you do, you know you got to call our good friends at Affordable Roofing Systems. Shingle, metal, tile, flat roof, it doesn't matter. Affordable Roofing Systems, your safest choice for repairs or replacements. Give them a call today at 1-888-397-ROOF to get your free estimate, or visit them online at affordableroofingflorida.com. Again, phone lines are open here. Chris Myers, Ace Heating and Cooling, is our guest here this morning. BrandonAC.net is his company. They do business primarily in Hillsborough County, but trust me when I tell you he's a great guy. We're thrilled to have him here in studio. We're going to talk some fishing with him coming up, but you can give them a call as well, 813-657-8818. Call them now. It's going to be a busy day. A lot of AC units out there working hard.
Amen to that.
There's no doubt about it. BrandonAC.net. Let's go to the phone lines here real quick. Let's check in with our good friend Alan in St. Pete. Alan, what's up, my brother?
Fellas, how we doing?
Doing well, my friend.
We're making friends with the AC guy because it's hot out.
That's a good time of year to do that. That reminds me, I got to go get the shop vac out and suck the snot out of my drain hose when I get home today.
Yes, sir.
Good idea. Yeah.
Always a good
Put a
plan.
smile. Put a smile on,
baby.
Put a smile on Chris's face with that.
Yeah, you got to do it.
Do you actually have to do that if you keep up with the bleach every month?
No, not necessarily, but it's still a good idea, at least once a year or so.
Yeah.
You could get lizards and all kinds of critters climbing up in there.
I don't take any chances.
Yeah, that's a good
you only got to have that pan overflow in your garage once or twice before you learn your lesson.
You're right.
Yeah. Amen to that.
Yeah, I just put a mental checklist in my head to make sure add a little bleach before I go on vacation, so you don't come home to a smoking hot house. That would be
bleach
brutal.
and air filters once a month.
Yeah,
got to.
The two most important things you can do, definitely. Airflow is the key.
Sure, okay, that makes
100%.
sense.
I'm going to order more air filters right now.
Right. Let me jump on Amazon real quick. Exactly. Good job, Alan. Way to go, buddy.
Hey, I'm here to help.
Yeah, you are.
Hey, I noticed we got another short gag season this year. Been really wanting to do the shallow water thing up in Crystal River, but I like to eat gags. So is early September too early for that up in Crystal River? I figured you guys would know.
No, I mean, they get them all year up there. I know Captain Brandon Branch got 75 phone calls in that first day when that season was announced.
Guaranteed.
So I would assume that you're going to have to book like today if you want to do that during that short season, because those guys
I'll go up
stay
there
booked.
and sacrifice my lower unit.
Yeah, there's plenty of them up there for sure.
I just filmed up there here in the last 2 months. And I think we caught 45 or 50 before lunch on artificial.
You know, I've noticed in the last few weeks, I've been catching tons of them under the bridges in Intercoastal, more than I've ever have in the past, just as bycatch while I'm snapper fishing.
Right.
And you know, some of them up to almost 20 inches. I was like, wow, maybe I need to explore this a little more.
We caught some dock fishing yesterday. I was scrambling because the bite was just kind of stale after that rain came through and it got steamy. And I went and fished some of my outgoing tide docks, and we caught some decent gags in 7 foot of water on some of my intercoastal docks. So it's interesting. Yeah.
They're definitely going to come back.
Yeah.
But they're not to be found. They're scarce. They're endangered.
Yes.
That's not what the law states. What it does. And the problem is that a lot of people are losing sight of, and that I even lose sight of, is the fact that we're managing based on an assessment with a terminal year of data of 2019. That means the assessment they're using to set regulations is based on 2019 data and previous.
Yeah.
So we're literally using data from 5 years ago to manage this gag grouper fishery. That's the problem. And the other side of it is, yes, everybody's going to see more gags. It's only going to get worse. We're going to see gag grouper in shallower water. We're going to see bigger ones offshore. Think back to red snapper, right? Yeah. At the end of the red snapper rebuilding plan, everybody was seeing tons of red snapper. You couldn't get away from them.
Right.
So, I mean, we're going to see that. As the fishery is restricted, we're going to see more of them. So it's only going to get better over time. But we're going to have to go through some pain before that data gets updated.
Sure.
Good call.
Hey, a quick reminder for everybody. Scallopins open up real soon in Pasco. Did a little scouting last week. There are a few already showing up there.
Nice.
The water is super clear still. But I also saw 5 of the biggest bull sharks in 18 inches of water I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
there it is.
Sharks are bad.
I mean, they were over 7 feet. And, so just be aware. Make sure you keep that one guy in the boat to keep watch.
Okay, keep doing what you're doing, brother. I'm up against the clock. Great call as always, my friend. Good to hear your voice. Happy 4th of July.
Roger that. Y'all have a good one.
All right,
see you, Alan.
Good stuff right there. We got Ronnie in Ron's Tackle Box getting our freshwater report here on the other side. Chris Myers, Ace Heating and Cooling, is our guest. Light these phone lines up, 1-800-969-9352. We'll be back.
I went offshore Wednesday, all right, and then red snapper fishing, we're in 130 foot of water. I'm not looking for structure, just hard bottom areas. It's not like I'm fishing wrecks or anything like that. I think 8 out of 10 fish got shark. Wow. At one point in time, we were out there and we counted, physically seeing 5 sharks at the surface that we could see at one time.
It's crazy. Were the sandbars in the 130?
Yeah, probably something like that.
Big wide fins.
I wonder what cartridge penetrates the water the best.
Not a 9mm.
A friend told him that.
I heard 9mm is the wrong round.
Small with a high terminal velocity.
Yeah,
300 blackout. 223.
Oh, yeah.
Those get the most water penetration. Smaller projectile with a higher muzzle flask.
No, they were just relentless. I mean, it's usually bad, but I tell you what, that trip on Wednesday was almost disappointing. It was so bad. Only you can get to the top with little guys that you can reel fast. Yeah. Anything that put up any kind of a fight just got sharp.
It's crazy.
AnyMap News Radio WFLA. We're returning to more of a typical summertime pattern with drier mornings, some midday showers right along the coast that generally push inland during the afternoon and evening.
So maybe we should wait for the radio to be live on air. But the filters, like the rating on the filters, does that make that much of a difference? Like the MERV numbers?
Well, all that is just going to filter out smaller particles.
We need to talk about that on the air.
Yeah.
The MERV rating is just going to be the size mesh on a cast net. The smaller the mesh, the more fish you can catch.
So the higher the number is filters out more particles.
Yes.
Yeah.
But sometimes that's not, we can wait or whatever, but sometimes that's not always the best thing. It all depends on how your system is designed. Because if you put one of those thick filters in your air conditioner, you're kind of limited on your return size as it is. It's going to restrict airflow.
Works harder. I was just thinking it's got to work harder to pull that air through that.
I have one of those filters that has the filter is already really big. It's like a 20-inch filter. It's a 5-inch one.
The 4, yeah. Those are
4-inch, yeah. So I always go with a higher rating.
Those are usually like the MERV 8s to like a MERV 11, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
But those are good for about 6 months.
Yeah.
Because of the surface area. Because if you took that filter out and you stretched it out, it'd probably go across the room.
Yeah. My AC guy said it was good for 6 months when he installed the bitch, and then when he came back, he was like, "Oh yeah, you should really replace that like every month." I was like,
No, they're 6-month filters.
Yeah.
But every house is different. I mean, if he's telling you that and it's completely dirty in a month, then maybe. Because I mean, people ask that question all the time. Why does it get so much? I don't know. Every house is different. The way it just generates dust and things like that. I've been in people's house, have no kids, no dogs, but they got to change their filter every week because it's so bad. I mean, there's no really rhyme or reason to it.
They're just
that
dusty
I know
people.
Yeah. Dirty ass bitches.
Yeah, I do it out of just sheer making sure I don't have a problem. I like switching it out more than normal. Preventative maintenance.
It's not going to hurt anything at all. I mean, just they're good for 6 months, sometimes a year. Just all depends on where you. If you got a filter location down in the wall like that, and you got hardwood floors, everything's just going right to that filter.
That's exactly
what we have.
Yeah, we have hardwood floors, and it's pretty low.
And it's on the ground. So I mean, if you got it in your ceiling, and you got cathedral ceilings, and that's where your air intake is, it's not going to be getting as much.
Ours is right by our main, like we come in the garage.
That's exactly where mine is.
You literally walk through the laundry room and it's right there. Yeah. So imagine everything you're bringing in on your shoes. That's probably the concentrated part
every
of the
time
whole
you're
house.
in and out of the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine, my front door and my garage door, and then like 2 feet is the air intake.
Yeah, same deal.
It's also the same thing. Every time they open the door, all that hot air goes right to the air intake. I'm like, close the dang door. I'll come home and the garage door's propped open. I was like, what are we doing here?
My daughter, for some reason, cannot turn the light on in the bathroom without turning the fan on. And then she'll turn the light off, but leave the fan on. So, wake up in the morning, I'm the first one up, and I walk towards the kitchen, I'm like, I can hear the fan running. So that's been running all night. That's awesome.
I had to put spring hinges on my door for my garage because I have a husky and it can open every door in the house.
Nice.
It just comes and goes as he pleases, but he does not close doors behind him. And so I put spring hinges on there, and now it just pulls closed behind him, and he can come and go as he pleases.
Nice. You don't have round door handles, I
No, I have the flapper ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, he can. But that really doesn't matter because I've even tried locking the door and he still gets it open.
Wow.
Only way to be able to keep him in is the deadbolt.
Wow. That's impressive.
Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show presented by Hubbard's Marina. Now your captains. Black Anderson and Dylan Hubbard.
Speaking of Bartow Ford, make sure you put it in your calendar. July 30th. It's a Tuesday. We are going to be back at Bartow Ford for the Bartow Ford Real Animals Fishing Conversation, 6 to 8 p.m. And my good friend Eric Bachnick from Mirror Lure will be joining us. If you have any interest at all, if you either like artificials, want to learn about artificials, this is the one for you. It will not get any better on the artificial side than Eric Bachnick from Mirror Lure. It's going to be fantastic. Silver Ring Cafe is going to do the food. I got goodies from Bull Bay Rods. Engel Coolers just sent me a whole bunch more cooler backpacks. We're going to have one of those to give away as well. So Real Animal swag. So Tuesday, July 30th, 6 to 8 p.m. at Bartow Ford. Come on out and see us. It's going to be a good one. Also want to put a shout out to our good friends at Relentless Perpetual Edge Knives. It was interesting to me this week. I got a couple of text messages from some of my buddies here on the west coast of Florida, some of my guide buddies wanting to get their hands on these knives because not only are they hearing it from us, but they are hearing it around their local tackle stores as well. So it sharpens as it cuts. It's absolutely incredible technology, world-class stuff, titanium blade, true grit glass reinforced handle, perfectly balanced, 5 different models. So no matter what you're filleting, what your fillet style is, some guys like short curved blades, some guys like long straight blades, whatever it is, they got a knife for you. Go to relentlessknivesusa.com and check them out.
And that whole never rust thing seems like a strong assertion to make that, this blade never rusts. But like we have a bait station at the back of the Florida where people cut cut bait.
Right.
And since we got those knives, however many months ago, there's been one sitting at that bait station. And the other day they came out to check out how things were going and check out the blades and to evaluate them after we've been using them so heavily. And that one by the bait station is sitting there. It's covered in bait guts and got some blood on it and stuff, some scales.
Scaly.
But it is not rusted.
That's impressive.
It is very impressive. I was honestly taken aback. I was like, it's true.
Yeah.
It doesn't rust.
You're holding your own. George Lambert and the boys at Relentless Knives. Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. Chris Myers, again, with Ace Heating and Cooling, joining us in studio this morning. We got him up early to come in here. We were having a really interesting conversation. At some point, I want to go back on that filter conversation you two were having at the break. Those of you that are watching on the live stream there on the Hubbard's Facebook page or the Real Animals Facebook page might have got a little bit of it, but
yeah, it's. I mean,
smart.
I've always wondered because I'm always ordering new filters, and you see the ratings on the filters. It's like, what do these numbers mean? And doesn't matter. And that was pretty interesting. So basically, you want to get one that matches your system.
Yeah, like we were saying, the higher the MERV number, the more particles it's going to catch, smaller mesh size. But
what does MERV stand for? Do you know?
I have no idea.
Okay. Put him on the spot.
Yeah.
But again, it all depends on the size of your air conditioner and the size of your return. So if you're limited and you're not moving a lot of air, like say you have a smaller size filter or smaller return, you might not want to use that thick filter because you're not going to get the airflow. You want to make sure you're using the right filter for your system.
Does it say it on a system somewhere?
No.
Yeah.
You just ask your AC guy, you know.
Which should be Ace Heating and Cooling if you live in Hillsborough County.
A lot of times, too, you can listen. If your filter, you shouldn't really hear your return. When your air conditioner is running, you shouldn't hear the air. But if you hear it and it's whistling or anything like that, that means it's really struggling to pull air. So you either have a dirty filter or your return is too small.
There it is. Listen. All right. That's a good one.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have one of those UV lights, so that's my indication. When I stop seeing the UV light, I know my filter's too dirty.
Oh, really?
I want to see through it. It works pretty well for me.
The UV lights are great. We definitely recommend those. UV lights, changing your filter, and making sure your drain line's cleaned out. Those are the big things to do and keep track of on your air conditioner.
Nice.
I enjoy these moments of growth. I'm just growing by the minute. Just listening to you two talk MERV ratings, and I didn't even know the filters had a rating. We just order them and they come to the house. I don't know. I'm pretty good.
It must be best department.
I'm good at changing. No, I'm pretty good at changing them out, but I didn't know the damn thing had a MERV rating. You're supposed to
there's
read
a number on it.
You're supposed to read it.
Yeah.
Grab them at the grocery store.
Yeah, I mean.
The grocery store doesn't give you enough options.
Yeah,
you go on Amazon, you got all the options.
They just come to the house.
And then you get really confused because you're looking at all these MERV numbers, and it's like, what does this mean?
Yeah, Beth does a good job. Beth makes sure they're there, but she will walk by and go, "Hey, Knothead, have you changed the filter?" So it's all good.
She'll hang it on the garage door for you.
Yeah. Hey, Knucklehead, do your job.
The other tip on the filter is good, like the one that you have, Dylan, is write the date on it when you change it. You always try to think about when was the last time I did it, but if you write the date on it, you always know.
Solid.
Dude, listen, you can't get this kind of growth with just a normal radio program. Okay? Seriously, we are here for you people. I mean, Jason Behringer is going to get flooded with calls in there just because people are going to be like, damn.
So wait, drain lines, is it bleach is the preferred, right?
Everybody has their own thing. Bleach, some people say it hurts the PVC glue. I've never had that instance. Vinegar, anything like that. But just cleaning it at least twice a year, usually don't have any issues with it.
I'm due.
Yeah, overdue.
I'm due for yeah.
There's nothing worse in the summertime than all of a sudden the AC stops and you go to your panel and it's off.
Yeah, that's
and you
bad.
know it's because you failed to keep your drain line clean.
Epic fail.
It's 100% on you.
Phone lines are
terrible.
open here. 1-800-969-9352. Let's get a report from our freshwater side, our freshwater guru out of beautiful Lake Alfred, the great Ronnie. Ronnie, what's up, my friend? Ron's Tackle Box.
Hey, good morning.
What's up,
you guys? Having a good morning this morning?
Oh, yeah.
We're trying to stay cool, baby. Trying to stay cool.
Nice inside. That's for sure.
Roger that.
We've been getting a lot of rain out here, and it's been a real blessing to cool things down a little bit, and we have some running water, and that's where the fish are hanging out through the canals or culverts. You find any kind of running water, there's fish hanging right there, big catfish, bass, specks, everything, shellcracker.
Makes sense.
That's where you want to fish.
Yeah, it makes sense. Well, get that water moving a little bit, cool it down as much as possible.
The fish are trying to stay cool, too.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. That water moving, that cools the water.
Yeah.
So, and plus it brings a lot of bait through there, so that's what they're hanging out there and just enjoying the whole deal. So,
yeah, good stuff.
Time to come out and hit some of them big bluegills right now. Shellcracker bite's good. Bass fishing's real good. Nothing real big. But a tip from me, what I've witnessed through the many years I've been in business, if you want to get a big bass this time of year, you have to use a big bait.
Really?
Big worm, big lure, big pencil popper bait works real well because they'll be staging, and small fish are eating all kinds of stuff. But when that big fish sees a decent meal, it's going to get it.
Well, I would assume it's a lot like on the saltwater side where they start to not chase as much or chase as often because they're saving energy to stay cool, so
that's right.
That would make sense.
Effort. Yes, sir. They're going to make the effort for the big bait.
Okay, and I was going to ask you right before you spun into that, what would be a great bait of choice, even for, the shellcracker and the specks this time of year? Is it better to use something under a cork that doesn't move quite as much, like worms and maybe crickets or something?
Your live worms for your shellcracker bite is real good. Crickets are excellent for the bluegill and red worms. You can use for them, but they love crickets. But in general, a live bait is a lot better.
Gotcha.
Interesting.
Yeah.
If you want to fly rod fish, it's real good. Popper fishing is great. Along the weed lines and the cattails, you'll do very well.
So them things that look like little bugs on the water?
Yeah.
I'll never forget, Ron, I was talking to a buddy who's a big-time bass fisherman, and he was like, oh, yeah, you want to see something? I brought in my lures today. And he pulls out this tackle box, and it wasn't even a box. It was like a binder system, and he opened it up, and it's filled with these, 6 to 9-inch, beautiful baits. I was like, what? These aren't bass lures? He's like, oh, no, man. These are bass lures. And they are, he said, between $300 to $600 a piece.
What?
Yeah. Big, huge swim baits. Yeah. And it's like a thing, a market for these high-end swim baits for bass.
Hard bait or soft bait?
Hard baits.
Really?
Yeah. Nuts.
It's great. But there's stuff you can buy a lot cheaper to do just the same.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
He was saying,
lose one, you kind of cry a little bit.
Yeah. He said he got in a fight with an eagle one day over one of them. I was like, dude, how are you going to throw a $300 lure? He was like, oh, trust me. Yeah, I'm not losing this lure. I'm going to get it back. I was like, what about alligators? He was like, oh, we just move away from them. I was like, what about birds? He said, well, one time. He tells me the story of an eagle that swept down and got his bait, and he was trying to reel it back in. And, yeah, long story short.
That would be
won't tell the rest of that on the radio.
That would be a great story on the air right around the 4th of July, wouldn't it?
Yeah, fight a bald eagle. Wow. Well, he got his lure back.
If an eagle came down and swooped it up, it looks real.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
Good whiskey costs money, right?
Yeah, no doubt. That's crazy. Tell everybody how they can find you out there, Ronnie.
Alrighty, I'm at 380 South Lake Shore Way, which is 1792 in Lake Alfred. Phone number 863-956-4990.
You are our freshwater guru. We appreciate you, my brother. Have a great Saturday, even better Sunday, and happy 4th, my friend.
And good to hear from you.
And hey, you need to send somebody to buy this business because I need to retire.
Yes, you do. I'm shocked. I'm shocked that it's still there.
I have to. This is my 50th year in business.
Oh, man. Good for you.
Wow.
Congratulations.
That's why you're the guru. Most people can't even be in business that long without screwing it up. But not only are you...
Well, I'm not saying I didn't screw anything up, but...
That's why you're
a big assertion.
One of my favorite people on the planet, bro. Always honest. We dig that about you, my friend.
Thanks, guys. Have a good weekend.
All right, partner.
See you, Ron.
Too. Somebody should go buy that thing. I'm telling you right now. If you're looking to buy
established business.
Well, and it's just, man.
And a fishy place.
If you get in there and buy it from a guy like that and really learn from him a little bit, it could be really special. So I don't get it. Let's try to slide in another call here quick before we hit this top of the hour break. Let's go to Captain Scott Moore, one of our favorites, one of our legends that calls in. Scotty, how are you, brother?
Good morning. I want to know how I can get air conditioning in my boat.
Right.
Get a cabin.
Yeah, you need a bigger boat.
Oh my God! You know, it's been a little bit warm. Fish are biting pretty good, Mike. It's technical. You know, it's that time of year. Little shrimp, little bait, starting to roll in. That kind of thing going on. But the mangroves are showing up. Snooks have been a little funny. They've been more on the tide change.
I'll tell you what my snook bite this week was a little frustrating. And when you say the bite's pretty good, I just want to go, yeah, for you, Scott Moore, you legend, and you and Justin.
Well,
my bite was tough.
Mike, it was technical. It was on that tide change. It was definite.
Mine was
definitely.
What was frustrating for me was I was on a pile of fish in every spot I went to, and we would catch 2 or 3, and it would literally shut down. You couldn't catch another one.
Right.
And I'd have to move.
Right.
You know, maybe you didn't have to move far. I might have to move 30 yards down to the next pothole or the next point, and then you'd catch 2 or 3 more, and then it would shut down again. And I'm like, ugh.
Like, in the trout, you had to aggravate them.
Yeah.
Suggestion, definitely use a popper cork. Okay? Use a cork and aggravate them a little bit, and it works.
That makes sense.
Okay?
Yeah.
That works really good. And if they slow down, again, with the moving water, Paige told me he caught some beautiful fish early in the morning on artificials the other morning. So
you know,
that early bite
was crazy to me was I've been fishing some mullet schools and picking off some redfish, and like we pulled some 20-plus inch trout out of the mullet in 2.5 foot of water. I'm like, the water's almost 90 degrees. What are y'all doing up here? I mean, we were catching big numbers of trout in, 5 to 7 foot of water, which is kind of normal on that deep grass this time of year. But to have those big fish up shallow with the mullet, I thought, wow, that's a little crazy. But it's a good sign. It means we got plenty of them, or that they're getting better,
Yeah, the big trout have been scattered. And more towards the passes, anywhere near the passes.
Yeah.
If there's some mullet around. Yeah, you'll see that.
Yeah.
You'll see that.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
But anyway, good show. Just thought I'd check in. Happy 4th, everybody. Be safe. And like Dylan and the Hubbards would say, if you're too busy to go fishing, you're just too dang busy.
Amen to that.
I appreciate you, Scotty. Have a great weekend, my friend. Thank you so much for chiming in, buddy. Good to hear your voice.
See you, brother.
One of my favorite people on the planet right there. I'm telling you, absolute legend. And to be that nice a human being is crazy. Seriously. You go down to Anna Maria, dude. That dude's like, he is the mayor. Like, he is like, people go, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Beth and I went to a place to get a burger.
Yeah.
And somebody was like, hey, that's Mike Anderson. And they sent a picture to Scott. And Scott texts me, hey,
look who's on your island.
Place. Yeah, exactly. Did Anderson check in with you first before he came down here?
Did he pay the toll?
Exactly. Just absolutely crazy. So we got Bob in Tarpon Springs up on the other side here. We've also got our good friend Van Hubbard's going to join us, old Mother Hubbard. So good stuff here. Phone lines are open, 1-800-969-9352. Chris Myers, Ace Heating and Cooling in studio. If you've got a question about it, light them up. We'll be back.
Selling your home's going to be a breeze this summer when you get a guaranteed offer from my friends at Mark Spain Real Estate. Mark Spain Real Estate.
No.
No, it was my grandfather.
It was your grandfather? Because I remember there was a guy on the news.
It was Salty Saul.
When I was a kid, I'm talking like probably in the late 70s, early 80s. It was on the news channel.
Yeah, it was.
And he played a guitar.
Salty Saul, yeah. My grandfather was on his show.
Okay.
And my grandfather went to Fox 13 every day for like years to do a segment on Fox 13 in the morning. And then Salty Saul would do his too, and then they started doing it together.
Okay.
And when my grandfather stopped going to Fox 13, him and Salty Saul had that conversation, and he continued to use it.
That's cool.
And there's actually a letter that my dad just recently got from somebody that was between my grandfather and Salty Saul, basically giving him permission to keep using that
awesome.
motto. Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, they used to end every show on the news with that segment.
Yeah.
If you're too busy to go fish, you're just too busy.
Yeah. Yeah, it was said on Fox 13 for a long time.
I didn't even realize that was on Fox 13, and now you're there. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Well, back then it was Big 13. Yeah, when it first started. It didn't get syndicated to Fox until much later. But yeah, that's actually how it started. That's why I got in where I am at Fox 13.
Okay.
Because Russell Rhodes was starting at Fox or at Big 13 when my grandfather was finishing. So like Russell's first day, he walks into the studio and there's Captain Wilson Hubbard doing his little fishing segment. Russell's like, oh, that's cool. And they got to know each other. And then my grandfather stopped. So Russell was in John's Pass in 2019 doing this big hometown story. So they were in the pass for like 4 hours. And I was kind of appointed as the person to help kind of walk them around and show them where things were. So I was just kind of hanging out. We got to talking, and he brought up the story about meeting my grandfather and how interesting it was and how he thought it was so cool that they did the fishing segment. And he was like, we should really do that again. I was like, I'd love to.
Yes, we should.
And nothing ever came of it. But like a month or two later, I kind of followed up with him. Didn't hear back. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, they called me. They're like, hey, you busy Friday? I was like, no, I'm not. What do you need?
It takes a little while for them to get going on that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Always does.
Yeah, and then we did it that one time, and then we've done it every time since.
Yeah, being part, with the whole Real Animals TV thing started with News Channel 8.
Mm-hmm.
It blows my mind
Yeah.
just how ignorant you'd have to be to not have fishing in your building here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
it just shows you how little
Well,
some of
now
these...
every single station has their own fishing
Of
segment.
course it is.
Every single one. They were talking about that when we took them all fishing, because the main guy, John Hoffman, who's like the news manager over there, he was talking about how they do a lot of competitive analysis and stuff, and every single station in the market now has a fishing segment. And they're all typically Friday around the morning.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, the problem is there's only one Dylan Hubbard.
Well, and there's only one. That's regardless. It's Fox 13. They dominate the market.
Well, of course they do, because
So.
Channel 8 sucks. It's terrible, bro. They run like an absolute... It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
For 10 years, I walked
Avoid
up...
watching the news.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Me too.
Everybody does.
That's the best way.
Welcome back. 6:55 here at the iHeart Media Empire. Again, Chris Myers, AC Heating and Cooling in studio, BrandonAC.net, or you can bring your questions and comments right here, 1-800-969-9352. Remember, we are still here in the midst of our CCA. I just totally lost.
Are you CCA Star Tournament?
Thank you.
Whoa,
I looked
bro.
down. I looked down, and I had the all-release challenge notes in front of me as well. So I was like, "Which tournament am I talking about here?"
I was honestly concerned for your health there for a second.
I heard a big skid in my brain as I pumped the brakes right there. Yes, the CCA
Whoa.
Florida Star Tournament is going on, and hopefully,
It's all right,
you
guys. He's been
are
doing this
involved.
like 24 years.
It's been a long time, apparently. I need to retire. It's all good. Let's go.
Sounds like retirement's a theme this
It
morning.
is, yeah. It's because I'm going on vacation. I can't wait. Where's my cursor here? I can't even.
Oh my
this
gosh.
stupid thing
We
is
got to
killing
switch chairs at break.
I'm afraid to put you in charge. I'll never get it back. Let's go to the phones here. Check in with a good friend down there in beautiful Boca Grande, Van Hubbard. Captain Hubbs, how are you?
Good morning. I'm just wonderful. What a beautiful day.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good stuff. How's your bite?
Everything's okay. Nothing's hot except the weather and the temperature, of course.
Right.
Fishing, there's a little bit of everything. One good news for everybody, if you want something to eat, a lot of those mangrove snappers starting to show up in the harbor and the passes and around the trestle and stuff like that, so you can get a mess of fish to eat. They're not big, but they're a lot of fun. There's
Tasty.
plenty of fry baits to catch them with, real easy to get. Just don't screw up and use the wrong size cast net.
Now, people-
what a Christmas tree is.
People talk about catch and release only on snook, redfish, and trout and estuary. I think mangrove snapper should be on that list. Don't touch those mangrove snapper. Let them get deep, right, Chris? Are we on board with that?
Sure.
Let them get big enough for your people to catch, you mean, right?
Yeah, I'm just playing. It's always comical to me because people are like, oh, catch and release only. But if you want to eat something, let's go get those mangroves. Hey, people like mangroves offshore, too.
Well, they're everywhere. Inshore, offshore, flats.
Great fish.
They are.
And they are getting thick.
Great
They're getting
eating.
thick here on Tampa Bay, too.
And they're so much fun to target. They're just such a smart fish. They're quick biting. They're a lot of fun, even inshore. I was being facetious.
Good stuff. Good stuff. How's your tarpon bite? Are the tarpon still partying down there, or is that slowing down some?
There's still tarpon around, but we've got that problem with sharks. So around the pass, there's still fish in and out of there. They're not as consistent or as thick. We're past the peak.
Right.
But there's definitely still fish there. But the thing is, if you hook them up, you run the risk of feeding them to the sharks.
Yeah. I remember. That's why I ran my last trip down there, and we had 6 tarpon that morning get eaten by sharks, and I was like, I'm done. Can't do it. And we were fishing Johnson Shoal. We were fishing up shallow. And I still couldn't. And the bite was really good. Every time you got in a pod by yourself, you got bit, and you just couldn't keep the sharks off them. It was terrible. Terrible.
They've learned about free lunch. We were offshore with Captain Mark Hubbard the other day, and the sharks were giving us fits. We finally got one spot we could land some fish, and I had a dandy mangrove snapper, and one of our other friends, John, had a big, beautiful red snapper. I think it was 33 or 34 inches. It was a dandy.
And
we had to work for them, but we had great fish.
Well, that's good. I'm up against the break here, Van. We appreciate you, brother, as always. Have a great 4th of July. We always love your input from down there. And, again, beautiful Boca Grande, Florida, Captain. Thank you, sir.
See you, Van.
Be safe.
All right, partner. You too. Love his addition to the show. Appreciate him calling. We got Erica Allman up on the other side. Hopefully we'll hear from you guys as well. Again, phone lines are open. Your questions, comments, fishing reports, bring them right here. 1-800-969-9352. 1 hour in the books. We'll be back.
The preceding program was paid for by Real Animals Fishing.
Is that what she's plugging?
I assume. That would be my guess.
You remember
what?
We're off next week.
Yes. Yeah, your text was really confusing. You said me and Jim, because you said tomorrow and next Sunday we're off, and I was like, tomorrow? We're not off tomorrow.
Tomorrow and Sunday we're on. The following week we're off.
It's not what the text said.
No.
Look at these. So these are just, this isn't even like a hard website. This is just an average website. So $170 to $185, $150 to $170.
It looked like a Sabile.
Yeah.
They're all jointed up like that.
It's crazy. There's a ton of them.
Are they hand painted by Picasso?
It's like a thing. These big hard baits.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then there's like,
I have a hard enough time pulling a $150 wahoo lure with 300-pound test.
Yeah, there's auction sites where like some of the harder to find ones are, and those are the ones that get to be like $400 to $600.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy.
This was pretty simple, bro. I don't know how fast you read it. His question was, are we live tomorrow and Sunday? I said tomorrow and Sunday, yes. Next week off both days.
No, it was, no one asked you anything. I got a random text tomorrow.
Then you didn't get
last night I got this text message. Tomorrow and Sunday. Yes.
You didn't get Fogel's first one then.
No, I didn't.
Well, that's why.
And I was
that's
like,
not my
tomorrow
fault.
and Sunday. What?
I didn't start
that
the
mean-
text.
Well, I kind of would have took that as you were on because it said
Read
tomorrow and Sunday.
Fogel's
Yes.
text to me.
Are we live tomorrow and Sunday?
So you didn't get the
You
first.
didn't get the first.
Oh, now that makes sense.
Yeah.
See, look at mine. I just got a random
I got it.
text.
But yeah, mine. You missed Fogel's first one.
That's weird.
Yeah. I mean, I know I'm losing it occasionally, but not that bad. I'm like, I explained it pretty good. And then I'm looking
Now
at
it makes
going,
sense.
I answered it correctly. I don't know what I did wrong there. That's why.
That's
you
why I
didn't get-
responded
Yeah.
and confirmed it. I was like, what the heck is Mike
You
saying?
didn't get the whole text. I got it. I got like my 18 softball buddies. We're all in a group softball text.
Yeah.
It's weird because some of them get them sometimes, some of them don't. It's freaking.
I always use WhatsApp. If it's more than
too.
1 or 2 people, I use WhatsApp. Because if you start getting Android phones and group messages, it gets all funky. Whereas WhatsApp, it's so easy, and WhatsApp remembers it forever. So you can go back and search what someone said back in 2009. So it makes it really easy. Like all our board chats or all our conversations with bigger groups, I always put in WhatsApp. And you can use it on your computer and stuff too. Did you see the Supreme Court decision on the Chevron? The Chevron doctrine got set aside by the Supreme Court.
What's that?
So it's a doctrine, a court precedent that's been set that basically when someone sues the federal government, the court generally rules on the side. Like if someone sues the federal government over something, specifically like fisheries related, a lot of times they defer to the federal government to kind of they're the ruling body, they're the experts. So like if there's not really a clear answer, it's kind of tie goes to the government. And so they've overturned that document. So now it's going to be a lot more difficult. Or I should say it's going to be easier for people to sue and win against NOAA or against National Marine Fisheries or against really anything federally related.
Well, that can be good and bad, I guess. Right?
Yeah, so the courts can't defer to federal agencies for their interpretation. So a lot of, whether you sue the ATF...
And where are they going to get their information from?
You have to go to like outside experts. Yeah, it'll be interesting. But like say you are the ATF and we're suing you because of some rule, and then the court turns around and looks to you for your interpretation of the law, and it's like that's kind of unfair, right? I'm suing.
You're suing the person who makes the rules.
Yeah, exactly. And then they're responsible to turn around and tell the court how the rule is supposed to be. It's like how do you win in that case? So that's been the precedent. It's set by the Chevron doctrine, which I assume has to do with the oil and gas industry's original lawsuits back in the day, but it's been overturned.
Well, I think it's pretty cut and dry that the world's a pretty screwed up place, especially after we saw the presidential debate that was
It was a nightmare. Everybody lost.
It's like I couldn't even finish watching it.
I had to turn it off too.
I cannot believe these two people are our best. This is what we have. I thought it was bad when it was Hillary and Trump, and now it's this clown and Trump. I'm like,
it was really bad.
Help us all, please. Send us somebody with a clue.
It definitely makes for some funny memes and reels.
Hashtag America.
God bless.
Yeah.
I get calls from my buddies up in Canada all the time, like, are you guys okay? Like, what the hell's going on down there?
Canadians have absolutely nothing to laugh about. Justin Trudeau is the dumbest political leader I've ever seen in the world.
Ours are pretty stupid.
Yeah. I'm not saying ours aren't.
Gonna say they can sit at the same table and have a long dinner.
Yeah. I don't know. Trudeau sets a whole new precedent.
They're Canada. We're America.
Yeah.
We're supposed to have good leadership.
Touche.
Yeah.
I'll agree with that.
We're supposed to be the world power. We're the world clown show.
It is embarrassing.
It's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed by the whole damn thing. Global superpower. You're kidding me.
Can't even find her way off stage.
I know, right?
Opinions, viewpoints, and promises made during the following program are not those of WFLA AM, its staff, management, or parent company, iHeartMedia Incorporated. Welcome to the Bartow Ford. Weekly voyage into Florida fishing, presented by Hubbard's Marina, hosted by Captain Mike Anderson and Captain Dylan Hubbard.
Welcome back, 7:06 here at the iHeartMedia Empire, hour number 2. Rolling here. Again, Chris Myers, Ace Heating and Cooling, our guest here, over 20 years now. Chris has been the lead dog in heating and cooling in Hillsborough County, residential, commercial repairs, full installs, maintenance. They do it all. So Go to brandonac.net and check them out. Or if you've got a question about your AC unit or about something you should or should not be doing, you can give us a call here, 1-800-969-9352. Those phone lines are open, so give us a buzz. Let's check in with my cursor is going crazy over here. Let's go to.
I think it's a user error.
It could be. It always is with you. Let's go check in with Erica Allman. Erica, how are you this morning?
Good. How are you guys?
We're
doing
good.
well.
We're good. What's going on?
Well, I just wanted to let you know it's that time again. We've got the Suncoast Ladies Classic coming up on July 11th and 13th, and so I wanted to make sure that you guys were aware of it.
That's awesome. It's going to be a good one.
Yes, it is. I hope these storms all stay away. It's that time of year for that as well. So
yeah,
it's
one
always,
can hope.
Always tough to plan fishing trips this time of year. You got to hope that Mother Nature works with you a little bit.
Yeah, and I heard Captain Lisa is going to be in it, the Hall of Famer herself.
Oh,
yeah.
We're going to have a Hall of Famer.
Yes, she is.
Nice.
Sure is.
It's going to be a good one for sure.
We've got a lot of ladies signing up. I know. Yep, we got a lot of ladies that are signing up for sure, and we're excited. We've been running our monthly seminars to get them all prepared for the tournament. So yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be out of Tiki Docks in South St. Pete. July 11th is the captain's party, and then the 13th will be the big fishing day.
Nice.
Very cool.
11th and 13th.
How's everybody sign up? What's the easiest way to get them signed up?
If you you can go on any of our social media for Suncoast Ladies Classic, or you could go to www.suncoastladiesclassic.com, and registration is open. And right now there is a discounted online rate if you sign up, and if you sign up at the captain's party, it's going to be a little bit more.
And Erica, do you do the ladies' seminars specifically for lady anglers all year, or do you do them just leading up to the tournament?
All year, every single month we've got one, and the seminar topics change depending on what's going on, so they're season specific, and they're relevant to what's happening in our fishery for that month, or something that I think is important. So the next one coming up is July 16th, and we're doing a big boater safety seminar. And it's going to teach you, okay, what happens if you're on a boat with your captain and one of these summer storms pop up and you're in trouble? What can you do? What do you look for? So Sea Tow and Central Marine will be there with their boats, and we'll do a big seminar with the ladies about, troubleshooting some things if you ever get into trouble.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
And that's through Suncoast Ladies social media is the best way to find out about those monthly seminars?
Yes, sir, and they're on our website at suncoastladiesclassic.com.
That's awesome.
Good stuff.
Thanks,
free.
Erica.
Always free. And I go all up and down North and South County, so the venues change as well, so I can reach as many women as possible, and they're always free.
Great job. Cool. Keep up the good work, and keep us informed of what's going on, all right?
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
You bet.
See ya.
Appreciate you. Good stuff right there. Let's get our safe boating tip of the week in here. Again, phone lines are open, 1-800-969-9352.
You had to think about it.
Let's go to Captain Jim Fogle. I'm just going to cut your mic off here shortly. He's on a roll, Jim Fogle. You might want to call 911.
I get concerned when you pause like that.
Listen, that's just because you just watched the presidential debate. There was a lot of pausing going on.
Starting to see it on the other side of the table.
I got a text message from a buddy of mine in South Carolina listening to the show that said was at a Biden moment. So yes, that's what's
great minds think alike. Whoever that friend was.
There you go. It's my good friend Roy Shute up there. Captain Jim Vogel, save us, my friend. How are you, pal?
Good morning. I'm great. I'm sorry I observed you having that presidential moment.
Everyone should be upset about that.
If he starts mumbling, we got problems over here.
We're going to have to break Mahoney in to check this out.
Trying to mimic my favorite president here. I'm going to mumble for a while.
Yes. All right, listen, this gets serious. Next weekend, lots of people on the water. The 4th of July is on, Thursday, so it's going to be a long weekend. Lots of people on the water that are not normally on the water. And folks, I want to remind you about drinking and driving again. boating is not safe when you've been out drinking, even though it is legal to have an open container on a boat, and your crew, not your crew, but your visitors may be drinking. You're still responsible for them. So if they fall or get hurt or something, you're still responsible. A third of our boating accidents have an alcohol contributor. So, it really is hard to boat all day and drink all day. I mean, you're going to get sick if you don't get drunk. If you're driving the boat, you need to stay focused and you need to stay alert. Next weekend is going to be a major weekend for Operation Dry Water, meaning that every law enforcement agency, including the Coast Guard, anywhere near the water, are going to have their boats on the water. They're going to be doing a lot. And if you've been drinking, they're going to be able to. So please, please, please keep the drinking until after you get home.
Yeah, and it's easy to get dehydrated this time of year too. So, even if you're out there and you're just planning on having one beer or two beers, just make sure that you're hydrating as you get to the weekend here, because it takes a little while to get that hydration right before you can get out there and even have one or two beers and still be safe. So be smart.
Yeah, and of course, charter captains and people operating boats for hire should not be drinking at least 4 hours before they get on a boat, and their blood alcohol should not be more than 0.0.
Agreed.
So let's have it all zeros out there until we get home.
Yeah, no doubt.
And we want to have a great weekend. We want to celebrate the weekend, but we want to make sure that the next week we're okay and we're not hurting, our boat's not torn up.
Yeah, it's going to be a busy weekend out there. We don't want to create any bad memories out there for you, your family, or somebody else's family. So be smart. Good call.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good stuff.
All right, guys,
for the holiday.
appreciate you a lot. For the Coast Guard Auxiliary in St. Pete, Jim, go be safe out there.
Thank you, Jimmy. We
See you,
appreciate you, brother. Good stuff. Good stuff right there. Something to think about. So listen to this real quick. Crazy. Talk about crazy and how you need to be paying attention whether you're driving your vehicle or your boat. So yesterday morning.
Is this jackwagon of the week?
Let me tell you what. I'm telling you what.
That's where we're going.
It could have made for you and Chris doing this show, just the two of you.
Oh, here we go.
So
this
I
is
leave my house.
Road rage,
Chris will know where
rage.
this is. No, not road rage at all. So I leave my house. I'm headed to 75 to go south to go to O'Neill's. I go over the overpass. As I get to the top and I come over the top, there's a car in the left turn lane to go south. Half in the left turn lane, half in the straight lane, coming straight at my F-250.
What?
Yes, sir. Unbelievable, dude. I literally slammed on the brakes. Luckily, the median is the rolled median, so you had a good edge there. I literally was able to throw it up on the median and miss him. I guarantee I missed that car by less than 2 feet.
Wow.
Unbelievable. And
Someone was going the wrong way?
The wrong way, coming over the top of the overpass.
And that's not a confusing intersection. It's not like anybody would be making a mistake to turn that way.
Stupidest thing ever.
So he's on the wrong side of the road going the wrong way.
Yes. Yeah. Coming over the overpass. So you couldn't see it coming. It isn't like I've had it before. As you get, I don't really know how to explain where I was, but I've had it before where I'm looking going, that vehicle's not supposed to be coming this way. Where you could kind of slide off the side of the road like, dude, you're going the wrong way. I've had that before on my trip to do the radio show one morning. But this one here, I mean, totally, I literally spent the entire 40-minute drive from there to O'Neill's thanking the good Lord, because how I did not completely crush that vehicle. Think about it, 5 more seconds, 10 more seconds, if he'd have been up a little higher on the top of that thing,
you wouldn't have been able to swerve.
I'd have never been able to swerve. I'd have just rolled that dude up doing 45 miles an hour in my F-250.
You got to get an aftermarket bumper, dog.
Bro, you got to get something. I was like, you have got to be kidding. Like, I just can't even believe that just happened.
Yeah.
Like how close it was to wrecking the whole morning. I mean, if you don't kill that guy or gal, whoever it was, you total your truck. What it does to me, if it throws me, because he was half in my lane and half out of my lane, does it throw me across the median into other traffic?
Yeah.
Maybe you get hit coming the other way. Who knows? I was just
scary.
I'm telling you, people got to pay attention because I was like blown away. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. I cannot believe that.
I told you about what happened to me, right? I was driving down the highway. It wasn't a highway. It was one of the bigger city streets in Pinellas. I was heading south on Doomy Road, and I was going 50, 5 miles over. And someone pulled out in front of me. Someone pulled right out in front of me. And luckily, I was paying attention because if I hadn't slammed on the brakes and swerved towards going off the road, I would have gone straight through her driver's door.
That's right. You did tell that story. Yeah.
And, I mean, just so lucky that I was paying really close attention, able to slam on the brakes and swerve and miss her driver's door. But I have an aftermarket bumper on my truck, and luckily, I mean, there was some paint transfer, and if you, like, look at it right, you can see a little bit of a bend in the bumper, but that's all that happened to my truck. Her vehicle was totaled, had to be towed away. It was crazy, and just so blessed that I didn't kill her.
Yeah.
It was scary.
Yeah. I just want to share that story. I'm telling you, you got to be careful out there. It doesn't matter. You know, and normally I don't leave my house till 5:30, but because we've had the blessing of American Red Snapper season Friday morning with light winds, the Marina's been packed. Especially on a Friday, it's going to be choked full. So I was just in a hurry to get out there, get my boat in the water, go catch my bait, get ready for my trip. So you're thinking you leaving your house in Riverview at 4:30 in the morning. The traffic's even less than what it is at 5 or 5:30 in the morning. So you just not, I mean, there was hardly anybody on the road. You are not even. That is the last thing I possibly would have thought was going to happen coming over that thing, which I do every day. But I do it almost every day whether I'm going to work or not.
How did that vehicle react?
I'm pretty sure he needed a wipey, or she did. I guarantee you, because I know I needed one. I needed one. Here's the bad part. So I'm looking in the rearview mirror. It stopped and then did a turn in the middle of the road at the top of just on this side, that side of the overpass. So if somebody had been coming over the overpass there, it had sideswiped the whole vehicle.
Wow.
I was just like, I don't know if that person is drunk or just stupid or shouldn't be driving, or you know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Some poor old fella that shouldn't be driving found his keys and decided to go for a ride at 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't know what it was. It was crazy.
Or they were leaving the bar.
Or they were leaving the bar.
Yeah, leaving an after party.
Or was asleep in the parking lot of a bar somewhere and just woke up still groggy. I don't know. It was just, like you said, it's not a confusing spot. It's not like I can't believe that, Hillsborough County has this intersection. What are you doing, bro?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, so anyway, just sharing that, just, going into a big weekend.
And even offshore, too. I mean, there was a boating accident 35 miles offshore. So, I mean, you got to pay attention.
Yeah, everybody pay attention and
have a lookout.
Yeah, thanks to the good Lord for making it possible for me to still be here this morning. There's no doubt. We're going to take a break here, get you guys caught up on the world of news. We've got Donald and Luke, our good friend Captain Bobby Woodard as well. Chris Myers, Ace Heating and Cooling, joining us in studio here this morning. Phone lines open 1-800-969-9352. Light them up. We'll be back.
The July 14th. Kind of new. They're doing one-day residents-only lobster.
Oh, are they? FWC's pissed.
Before mini.
Oh, really?
DeSantis hired a new chief of staff, and apparently he has a lot of really good ideas. Like ignoring FWC suggestions and just.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Totally political.
So trying to get subject, maybe leave alone.
Trying to get some political credit. Have some extra spiny lobster days, just like they do with the red snapper. It's like DeSantis has absolutely nothing to do with fishing regulations at the state level, other than he appoints the FWC commissioners. Like, it's not like they announced that red snapper season, like, oh, Governor DeSantis announces. That was all decided at the council table. I mean, granted, he hires those people and appoints those people, but it's like very political. It's weird. It's very interesting.
Politics is such a mess.
Yeah, man. It's crazy.
It should be a voluntary position.
And the golf council seats. The golf council seats just got repopulated, and the guy who got back on is someone good that I like. But he had to, his name is John Sanchez, but he's Cuban, of Cuban descent, so he put in his name as Juan Sanchez because he knew at the federal level, one of the big things they're getting a lot of heat of is not having diversity on the council. So he got through the state because the governor knows him and knows his boss really well. He got onto the federal thing and to get through Secretary of Commerce because his name was Juan Sanchez. I got a rubber stamp for diversity, baby. I was like, you're a smart guy. He's like, yeah, man, politics. Because last time he was on the council, it was John Sanchez. This time it was Juan. Isn't that crazy?
I just can't. Yeah. It's painful to me that I haven't had, 24 years of guiding. I've had, independents and Democrats and Republicans on my boat. All people I liked, enjoyed being around, great people. They all have one thing in common. I've had 0 people tell me that term limits are a bad idea. Yeah. Yet for some reason, it never shows up on a ballot. Never shows up on a ballot. Every single person I've ever talked to about it is like, 100%, we need them. Never shows up on a ballot. Because you can't possibly gain generational wealth. You can't steal that much money.
I told you what I found out, right? About how, someone who's in the House, the House at the federal level, House of Representatives, if you get reelected 3 times, it depends. I think it's like somewhere around $300,000 a year is what you get from taxpayer salary, right? And you get all these benefits, crazy health benefits, and all this other stuff. And so if you get reelected 3 times, you get that for life.
Wow.
For life. Until you die.
It's such a scam. I mean, it's just so
definitely put term limits on it. If not making it voluntary, pay a minimum wage or something like that. Make it to where it's not a
but that's not where
a career.
But the problem is that's not where their wealth is coming from.
Yeah.
It ain't the money we're paying them is making them wealthy. Hell, the president of the United States don't get paid that much. Yeah. They go into office with, they're worth $3 million, and they come out and they're worth $300 million. What the hell, bro? And again, I'm not throwing shade on either party. That's some party bullshit across the line. That's nonsense, man.
So it's like $200,000, not $300,000, but still, you get that for life.
Yeah.
You get reelected 3 times.
That's great. We don't have any money as a country, but let's pay them till they die. That's awesome.
And it's not while you're it's till you die.
Right.
It's crazy.
That's insanity, dude.
Nuts.
They shouldn't be able to be in there 3 times. It's too long. Need some fresh ideas.
I wonder how many people are getting paid almost $200,000 for life right now because they got reelected 3 times.
A lot.
Yeah.
Again, that's the part that I don't know. Everybody puts it all together. You're like, what do we do? We're going fishing. That's what we're doing. Damn it. We're going to sit in a tree. One of the two. It's almost that time, Dylan. Welcome back. We also have Chris Myers, AC Heating and Cooling, join us as well. If you are in the market, if you need some maintenance, repairs, whatever, full replacements, there are guys. BrandonAC.net. You can give them a call, 813-657-8818. And if you need somebody to make sure that the water doesn't come from above your AC unit, then how about making sure your roof is good with a new roof, shingle, metal tile, or flat roof from our good friends at Affordable Roofing Systems. Safest choice for repairs or replacements, over 3 decades of roofing experience. Nobody does it better. Give them a call today at 1-888-397-ROOF. Get you a free estimate or visit them online at affordableroofingflorida.com. It's good stuff.
Amen to that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go to the phones here. Check in with Donald in Lutz. Donald, how are you, brother?
Hey, brother. I'm doing awesome. Hey, I was out a couple weeks ago up in Arapico with my kayak club and caught some mangrove snapper, which was very cool up there. And did see redfish. Didn't catch anything. No reds and snook, but it was still a great day out on the water. Saw dolphins. They were just going crazy out there. I got a cool video of a dolphin crashing fish and jumping everywhere. So it's pretty neat. But Back in the 80s and 90s, I used to drive the big gasoline tankers all over the state of Florida. I was doing it at night, and coming back from Naples one day, driving north on 75, and there's headlights coming at me. It's like
nice,
like huge, tractor trailer and a vehicle. Man, it would have been bad. And then in '92, right, coming back from Ocala at night, dumping off a thing of diesel, and this guy decides to come from Atlanta, right? So he's going the wrong way. He's on his 7th beer and slams into me. So, so that sort of ended that. I had to get, 3 shoulder operations after that. And so that ended that. So, but
that's crazy.
You just got to be careful out there. It's, I can't believe, stuff happens.
Yeah.
There has to be so many wrecks out there. There was one up in Lutz last week coming home, SUV on its side. It's like, I don't get it.
Yeah, the roads are dangerous. We got a lot of people out there and phones and distractions and all this other stuff going on. So just preaching everybody to be a little careful as we head into this this holiday week here and holiday weekend coming up. So be safe. Good call as always, Donald. We appreciate you. I'm up against the clock here, brother.
Absolutely. You guys take care, stay safe, and tight lines, and just pay attention out there. That's all you got to do.
Amen.
Pay attention.
It would be helpful. It would be helpful. All right, Donald. Be good, brother. Thanks, partner.
Appreciate it.
Good stuff. We'll get Captain Bobby Woodard here on the other side. Want to give him some time for sure. Good stuff.
Yes, sir.
Real Animals Junior Pro Staff it'll be coming to an end here at the end of the month, so it'll be kind of cool.
Be interesting to see who wins. I've been seeing a lot of big fish.
$5,000 in CCA Florida college tuitions on the line there. Wow. College scholarships. So
that's awesome.
It should be pretty cool. Yeah,
they've been catching some big ones.
Yes, they have.
They've been sharing some info.
Yeah, been catching a bunch of big fish. It's going to be real interesting.
Is it coming down to the wire?
I haven't been following it, person to person. I just see I try not to follow it too hard. A lot of the kids are like, "Hey, who won?"
Yeah.
So there you go. Putting the awards together. It's all good stuff. Chris Myers, AC Heating and Cooling, our guest. If you've got a question for him, we got one more big segment, one more short segment left. So 1-800-969-9352. Phone lines are open. We'll be back.
WFLA.
I'm sure ones are tough.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Gotta get a workout in here. Get packed up. Go to the beach.
The Polk County Sheriff's Office has announced the arrest of over 60 suspects in a major fentanyl trafficking operation out of 2 family-owned businesses. Sheriff Grady Judd spoke at a press conference.
We're going to do all this fentanyl bust that tackle shop Bobby used to own, they sold. That was one of the businesses.
Bobby Woodard?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Tackle shop he sold back in the day.
Seized in the undercover operation. The Nassau County Sheriff's Office announced Friday that a man sustained a shark bite and was taken to the hospital.
Apparently they couldn't sell just tackle and make it. They decided to
They were selling those lures right there.
They were selling them. They were stuffed with goodies.
Yeah.
Party favors.
Those aren't rattles. I'd get the fish fired up.
Oh, man.
Visit your local Lexus dealer or go to Lexus.com.
I got the 32 now. I haven't even had it out yet.
Really?
It's made a couple trips offshore and caught some fish. It ain't had me on it yet. I've just been too busy.
Just too darn busy.
Mm-hmm. Not too busy to go fishing, just too darn busy to use that third boat.
To go real fishing.
Yeah, well, exactly. I can't imagine what them poor guys think as they come into the marina. Because when I get to the marina, dude, like by the time I get to my parking spot, I'm just already fed up. There's just people everywhere. I walked in, the bait shop was full of people. Butchie looked at me and was like, "Morning, Mike." I'm like, "I hate American red snapper season."
You and me both, buddy.
Everybody and their brother. Get out of my marina already. Go home.
And another week or two, it'll die down. It'll lose its luster. It's so funny at the end of it, those weekends in November, like no one's even fishing for them. It's crazy.
Yeah.
People forget about them.
I will be. 'Cause that's when I can get out easier.
Yeah.
When it's cooler.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
If the wind's right. That's the only problem with the winter time.
Yeah.
I need to make a run out there and get some on that.
The weekends in September will probably be crazy when Gags and Red Snapper are open.
There was 2 holidays it falls on too that they added the days. What is it?
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving and
Veterans, I think.
Veterans Day, yeah.
Where you get a 3-day weekend.
You don't just get Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You get like through the holiday too.
Thank you, Mark Spain Real Estate. With over 11,000 five-star reviews, just like Lori's, Mark Spain Real Estate knows what matters most: a quick sale and maximum profit. In fact,
My boy Jordan took the 32 out last weekend and said his American Red Snapper bite sucked, but his red grouper bite and his mango snapper bite was stupid.
How far out was he?
They went to 115 first.
That's why.
It came back into 85.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Hard to get a
really
red
good
snapper
at
there.
85.
Yeah,
115.
Yeah, I've heard like 170, 180 is where I didn't want to make the run on Wednesday because it was just it was a lot rougher than they were saying.
Is it because of the?
You can catch a red snapper at 100 to 120, but like I wouldn't run a charter to that depth. You can start to see them better at like 120 to like 140, and you can make a trip there. But really, to catch red snapper consistently of good size, you got to be north of 160.
Really?
And 140 on Wednesday, most of the snapper we were getting in were all like right at 17, 18 inches, just barely over the keeper limit.
Really?
Yeah. We wanted to run out further, but it was calling for 1 foot or less, but it definitely did not turn out that way on Wednesday.
Yeah.
All of our spots were so sharped out. We found probably about 115. We saw some buoys floating.
On the boat and have Jim
check them out, look for triple tails, stuff like that. And as we were stopping to cruise up, I found just a little bit of a blip on the bottom. I was like, all right, let's fire down a bait. And we ended up getting a little bit of a bag there, but there was no sharks because there was no big show. I don't know if there just wasn't bait balls down there or what, but we put in some nice groupers, some nice snapper. I mean, some big mangroves.
Really?
They were all rode out though.
That's good.
My friend Joe Gennaro is the owner, and I've known him and his family for over 15 years.
Yep.
When Beth and I were getting work done on our home, he was the first person I called because trusting the people working on your home is everything. Call Titan Plumbing and Electric today at 813-933-8010.
Yeah, I just don't know enough about it. I know enough to be dangerous, but and I've got a lot of numbers out there. But
just sell that.
Just
That'll
don't
work.
bother much. You know?
All right, man. Thank you.
And usually when I do, I'm filming, so somebody else is driving, so I'm not even paying attention. You know, just going fishing.
I need to get up with Cameron. He's been on me to get more videos done, and I don't know. I just don't have time to sit there and do all that stuff. I'm sure he hounds you all the time.
Oh my God. Well, the bad part is, you know, CA does such a great job of it.
Yeah.
But, you know, I keep trying to tell Cameron, I'm like, dude, your dad's great at it, but he doesn't do anything else. Like, he's not going to the gym. He's not doing anything else. Doesn't play softball. He doesn't do anything else. That dude fishes on his day off, which is great, and it makes him great at it because he's super knowledgeable. He's 8 up, does great videos. I got other stuff going on, dude. I can't do 24/7.
WFLA News is
I just can't do
by
it.
the Holland Group.
I have to step away from it from time to time, but it makes me grouchy. You know what I mean?
Grouchier. That's what he meant.
4 teenagers keep me busy.
Dude, he's such a puppy. I'm never grouchy. I'm young and full of energy 24/7. Welcome back, 7:36. You're not watching the
live stream is what they call it, bud.
Thank you, sir. You're not watching the live stream at the break. You're missing out.
Wow.
Always missing out. Let's go to the phone lines here before I punch Dylan in the throat. Let's check in with our good friend, Captain Bobby Woodard here. Bobby, how are you?
Hey, I'm good, guys. Sounds like y'all are having fun this morning.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah. Dylan's a
Glad
giant,
on the other side of the table today.
Dylan's a giant pain in my keister right now. That's what he is. I'm glad I'm going on vacation.
Oh, man. What's up, Bobby?
Just wanted to call. Well, just wanted to call in and let everybody know fishing's been good, man. We've actually been off the tarpon a little bit. We got a few, but been off the tarpon and targeting snook this past week. Snook have really piled into the beaches and passes, and snook bites been really well this last week. So,
That's awesome.
Myself, I'm actually more so targeting docks, near beaches and passes, just inside, the intercoastal and whatnot, and been really good. Big pinfish has been the big bait this past week, and
awesome.
Are you fishing north? Are you fishing north of Boca Grande Pass or south?
Actually, I've been a little bit of both. Down to Pine Island Sound, down by Capt, Sanibel area, and north of the pass as well.
Okay.
So it's been pretty consistent throughout the region for me.
I got you.
So
I was just curious.
That's been good. And the trout bite's been hot too, man. Like, honestly, if there's water and you throw a bait in it, the trout are eating.
That's awesome.
So, I typically don't do a whole lot of trout fishing, in the warmer water, warmer months. But I had a kid on board, and a young kid on board. He was like 6 years old. We hit a trout spot, and man, it was crazy. Tried to get away from them, moved a little bit, and I don't know if they followed us or we just landed on another good spot. But
wow.
So the fishing's been good. You guys need to get out and wet a line.
It's good to hear that we're seeing those trout numbers, to the south, to the north, and here in Tampa Bay, bouncing back some. It's been a species that's taken a little bit of a beat down with some of those red tides.
The mullet too.
It seems to be a little
better.
better.
Even the spadefish. It seems like everything. I mean,
I don't want to
knock on wood.
Yeah, knock on wood. I don't want to get too crazy, but it sure seems like things are coming around. It seems like some areas where the grass has been, missing. Sometimes I get some of these areas where it's been a little sparse, and I'm looking around going, all right, we're seeing a little bounce back. So hopefully.
Absolutely.
I've said it for years. Mother Nature is super resilient. So hopefully she just keeps doing her thing here, and we get everything back to where it should be, and then we can get blessed with a couple years here of no mishaps. It'd be great.
Dude, if mankind will just step aside and get out of the way, Mother Nature typically always fixes herself.
You bet. You're right.
It's a good point.
Yeah, fixes our screw-ups, no doubt. No doubt about it. Well, that's good to hear. Good to hear.
So,
all right. Well,
one more quick little tidbit before we get off here. Light bars. I don't know why. It's been an issue for a while, but this past week it seems like I've had a lot more of an issue with it. If you guys have light bars on your boats, please don't run with them on full time. That's just crazy. Like, if you have to rely on a light bar, then you probably should not be operating at dark.
Right. I agree. The problem with the light bar, for those that don't know, is you're blinding the person that's coming at you the other direction. To me, that's
Definitely.
a big problem. Yeah, it's tough. Even the big spotlights now, the big Q beams now can get really, really tough.
Yeah. Super bright.
Yeah, super bright. And with
and it's not just sorry to interrupt, but it's not just when they're coming at you too. Like if they're coming up behind you, you've got your night vision all dialed in, and then they blast you from behind with a big bright light.
It's
now your eyes take a few minutes to adjust back to the darkness level.
It's like brights on the road. You would never use your brights if you're behind someone or if someone's coming at you.
Right.
You only use your brights if you're the only car on the road.
Yeah.
Same thing with the light bar.
Yeah, that's a great analogy for sure. Yeah, it's definitely an issue, and it's definitely an issue this time of year because you get a lot of boats on the water trying to get that early morning tarpon bite.
Yeah,
that's a very popular. I ran it in the dark for years down there in Boca Grande, and there's some things that have helped. I think the LED lights now that are coming on the boats, if you get close to a marker, those LED lights for some reason seem to really light up those markers. Whether it's red or green, it doesn't really matter, but it lights them up well before you get too close to it. And the machines now are so accurate, which you should never, in my opinion, I know the old saying is always believe your electronics. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm always very cautious of just because you don't know what's out there you can't see in the dark.
Yeah.
So, the piling's there or supposed to be there unless the guy ahead of you hit it, and now it's floating in the channel.
And
you know
really,
what I'm saying? But
nowadays, it comes down to there's so many other technologies on the market. To me, instead of having a life bar on the boat, which is going to be $600 or something like that, get one of those Psionics cameras.
Well,
the thing's it's like $1,600 now for the lower end models, and you can see with infrared on your screen. You got this big, beautiful screen for your plotter. Hook a camera to that thing.
Right.
Then it's idiot proof. You can go anywhere at night.
Right.
And it's daytime now.
Yeah. That's a
And
good
technology
idea.
is great. All those points you guys just made are spot on. However, there's no excuse or no replacement for just running it and learning it and knowing it in the daytime.
Says the guy who doesn't like technology.
Before you ever start doing it at night.
Well, and again, there's something to be said, and I can honestly tell you, the older I've gotten, the less I enjoy running in the dark. It just gets tougher to see, especially when I'm, if I'm running solo. You just got to be really cautious, man. Just really cautious, because the lights on land, a lot of things can throw you off out there where you think you're in one spot and you're in another. I mean, it's just really, if you're running the ICW in the dark, you've got, you're in a canal where you've got homes to the right and to the left, so you've got some lights on docks, you've got lights here and there. It can get really challenging at times. So,
and it's not so much what's on the surface, like what you're talking about, like the markers, but with these high tides we're getting, docks are floating, piling stuff that's been sitting there.
And it doesn't matter how good your night vision is, you're not going to see that semi-submerged object. So that's where that camera comes in. We had that conversation at the council.
I almost hit a floating mattress in the middle of the channel.
Wow.
Running from Eldridge down to the pass. And as I was on a multi-boat trip, I was the first boat out. I actually stopped, marked the location, and then called everybody else on the trip and said, hey, there's a floating mattress right here at this spot. Heads up.
That's insanity.
Crazy.
You never know what you're going to see out there. I haven't seen a mattress yet. That's interesting.
The trees will get you.
Yeah, the trees will get you, too.
Especially this time of year, hurricane season, you get a big storm that hits the northern Gulf or really anywhere in the Gulf. That stuff's floating out there.
Well, even a tropical depression, you get so much rain and just enough wind to start moving stuff around. Again, so many homes on the water now, plastic chairs and all that stuff ends up in the water. A lot of that stuff will float around just underneath the surface. You can't see it. Waterlogged trees get heavy enough to just float underneath the surface, really mess up your day. So, great call as always, Bobby. Well done, my brother.
All righty, guys. Amendment 2, November 5th. Get out there and vote yes.
Vote
yes on 2.
Yes on 2, baby. No doubt. Well done, Bobby. Thank you, my friend.
All right, guys.
Great job, kid.
See you, buddy.
Great addition to the program he's been. Speaking of additions to the program, I mean, you
Hall
thought
of Famers.
You thought we were doing well to get Chris Myers in here. I mean, we got Ace Heating and Cooling in here. We were kind of sitting around in legendary status anyway. But then, boom, the Hall of Famer calls.
I bet she remembers what the CCA Star Tournament's called.
Well, good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Hey, you know what? I'm doing really good, Lisa. If you're going to spend a little more time up in the Tampa Bay area, I could be looking for a new partner here any day. Just telling you, I could replace this knucklehead over here.
I'm irreplaceable.
Well, but you know what, Mike? How can I do that when, Saturday mornings are in spring are turkey hunting, and then in May and June it's tarpon fishing.
It's a big commitment.
Unless I can do it from the boat or from a blind, and I think Low Morrison would not have anything to do with that in a blind. We tried that.
I think the way
with the greatest you got.
The way this morning's going, I'll take you either way. That's fine. That's where we're at.
Oh well, it sounds like a lot of other people's days going with the star competition. We've had a total of 13 tagged redfish caught, but please know, just so that everyone knows out there, all of the prizes are still available. None of the fish have qualified or are eligible for getting their opportunity to pick from a contender, a deck cat sitting on an infinity trailer, a spider, a microdraft skiff sitting on an infinity trailer, or that Can-Am Sea-Doo package. It really is starting to look like we're going to have to get somebody that really understands the tournament when they catch a fish You've got to be registered in the competition and a CCA member before you land that fish and submit it into the app. So please make sure everybody out there gets registered. We have a wonderful promotion. Holy cow, you don't even have to catch a fish. Just register for the tournament before July the 4th, and we will give you 2 complimentary raffle tickets for the Can-Am Sea-Doo package. I heard you guys say that, Can-Am. That's a Can-Am Defender and a Sea-Doo Fish Pro trophy. The package is valued at over $50,000.
That's awesome.
Yeah. You got a skiff, you got a bay boat, you got an offshore boat. You don't have a fishing jet ski yet.
I do not have that.
Expand the Real Animals fleet.
Right.
Yeah, that can be your tender. That can be your. Everybody's worried about their car. Now you got that Can-Am Defender. Put a license plate on it, and you can go anywhere on that little thing.
There you go.
You know.
Yeah, no
but
doubt.
I try to remind everyone it's not just about tagged redfish. Think about this. In the inshore division, we have a brand new Carolina skiff, 18-foot JVX with a 75 horsepower Yamaha sitting on a trailer. You can enter 3 different species a day. You go out, you catch a redfish that's legal, enter it in the inshore division. Catch a flounder, enter it in the inshore division. Catch a snook, enter it in the inshore division. Trout, you just can enter 3 fish a day. It's a big change from last year. It gives you the opportunity to have multiple fish a day in the inshore division to win a brand new boat. Same way with Dylan. All your people going offshore, if they catch any offshore species that's listed in the tournament, they can enter 3 different species a day for their shot at winning a brand new 250 Yamaha in the AFCO offshore division.
There it is.
Oh, it's mind-blowing that we don't have more people registered.
It's a no-brainer. I don't get it either.
I'm going to make a personal plea. We are behind in our registrations. You guys, you're getting a $40 value in the raffle tickets. Just get yourself registered. Please go to our website, CCAFLSTAR.com. Get yourself registered. I would like to say that this year is going to be our best year ever. It's year number 10, rounding out $1 million in college scholarships that we will have awarded to kids.
So cool. You guys are doing such a great job. It's a shame. Everybody should be in. Everybody should be a member of CCA Florida already, and it should make it real easy to get in the CCA Florida Star Tournament, win those prizes, come out to the banquet and join us in the fall. It's always a good time. Lizzie, you do a great job, my friend. Tell everybody the best way to get signed up.
The best way to get signed up is to go to CCAFLSTAR, and your best shot at finding a tagged redfish, go to Charlotte County or to Citrus County. They have a total of 8 tagged redfish, and none of those fish have been caught or entered in the competition yet.
Sneaky. I like it.
Yeah.
Great.
Get yourself registered today.
Great job, my friend. Tell Lo we said hello, and have yourself a great 4th of July holiday, my friend. Talk soon.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
All right.
Bye.
See you, Lisa.
Absolute Hall of Famer. Good stuff right there for sure. Good stuff right there for sure. Putting a shout out there to our good friends at Relentless Perpetual Edge Knives. Remember, they're knives that sharpen as it cuts. Absolutely unbelievable. Go to relentlessknivesusa.com. Going to take a short break here, wrapping things up on the other side. We'll be back. 970 WFLA.
For more information about contests on this station, go to WFLA.
Oh, man. 10 minutes. Too long to sit. That show flew by, dude. Mm-hmm.
Didn't they tag some CCA? Didn't they tag some dolphin too? Some mahi?
That was a few years ago, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not this year.
This year all inshore.
Yeah, all redfish. But they're giving away a 350 Yamaha for the offshore division. So pretty good one. Those new 350s are awesome.
Hi, I'm Benny Jr.
Better than the old ones?
Yeah, they're using the 300. They're using the 300 block, and it toned it up. So it's bulletproof, like the 300 is always been. Yeah, it's really nice.
That's good to know. Is it still a V6? So I
Yeah.
guess it's like
Less
the same
weight.
block.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We've been doing business the right way.
Yeah.
So on your next purchase, don't go the wrong way.
Very cool.
Come to
Yeah.
Bartow Ford and see why
The
we're
new
different.
350s are solid.
To design the Lexus ES, all we had to do.
We have the 450s now. We have two 425s for sale. We just got the new 450s on the lineup too.
Okay.
Nice.
Even your right foot helped
The XTOs or whatever.
Yeah, the XTO offshore. Those things are bad to the bone, man. Bulletproof.
The Lexus ES, not just for you, by you. See your Wesley Chapel, Tampa Bay, Clearwater, and Sarasota Lexus dealers.
Looking for the Bay Area's premier family boating resource? Look no further.
What are you doing for the 4th? Mike's going to the beach.
Working. Yeah.
You guys get busy around the holidays, stuff like that. People coming in.
It's just a busy time in general. I mean, June and July, you can't really tell much of a difference between July 4th and the rest of June and July. It's busy all
Tourists.
summer. Yeah.
People coming down.
And red snapper season. Just everybody and their brother waits for red snapper to open and only fishes then, So it gets crazy. So we'll be busy because of that.
Malfunctions can lead to hazards like fire or power outages, leaving your home at risk or in the dark altogether. Fixing it quickly will help keep you and your family safe. So trust our team of experts at Mr. Sparky to get it done right and get it done safely.
Single engine 400 Verado going 60 miles out. That's crazy.
Really?
On an 18-foot boat?
Get it.
Fishing charters in the Bay Area out of Hubbard Marina on the boardwalk at Johnstown.
On an aluminum John boat.
1928.
Dude, it's crazy the size motors they're putting on these boats now. Those little yellowfin bay boats, they got 425 sitting on the back of them now. It's crazy.
That boat doesn't ride good anyway.
Yeah.
Let alone with that thing on the back.
He's got a 26-footer with the 400.
Oh, 26 yellowfin?
He didn't say what kind of boat. 26 with a 400. On a nice day, you can get pretty far.
Yeah.
Just gotta make sure you have somebody in radio contact or a sat phone.
It's always been my fear out there. One motor.
How are we going to do that?
Problem is, it blows up really fast. That would be my concern in a small boat.
Yeah.
With the technology and communication and everything like that, and it's not like you're ever the only one out there. I mean, we try to go, like we said, on Wednesday, and there's still boats all over the place out there.
Yeah.
The
problem is if it blows up and you're in a 26-foot boat, it doesn't matter what technology you have. You're
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Wrapping things up here this morning. Want to put a big shout out to Jason Behringer. We appreciate him for helping us get through this thing this morning. Our guest here this morning, Chris Myers, Ace Heating and Cooling. Super good stuff there. If you are in the need to get some maintenance done to that thing, you just want to make sure your system is good there in Hillsborough County. Make sure you give them a call, 813-657-8818, or go to brandonac.net. And he's got people that help you. Chris might be fishing, but his people will still take care of you.
He's got peoples for that.
Don't tell him that.
I get it.
It's a secret.
I get it. How much do you get to fish? Is it? I know this time of year, American Red Snapper season's open. You said you were just recently out, but with you guys being so busy at work, it's got to be a tough time to get out there and enjoy yourself, huh?
It is, but I've already got a good team. I mean, we've been in business for over 20 years, so I do get away some.
That's good.
Family were down in the Keys last week and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
we do get our time off.
I think it's one of the things. It's just one of the keys to that, to longevity in your business. I know, Dylan, you guys having that family business here for all these years. It's all about the people, man.
It is.
100%.
It really is. The great businesses that I've been.
You got to take care.
around.
You got to take care of the people you service, but also it comes down to taking care of your own people.
Yeah, for sure.
If you don't take care of your own people, they're not going to take care of your guests.
Yeah, it makes total sense. I've just been around, being in the fishing business and fishing so many different corporate guys over the years. Ring Power, big, huge partner of mine, you know, and you just the amount of people that I've met over 8 years of running trips for them that I just really enjoy being around. You can see how that company is, why it's so big, why almost everywhere you go in the States you can run into a big Ring Power Cat sign somewhere because it's just the people. So it's great to, you know, just great to have good people around. So it's good
For
stuff.
sure. It's a blessing.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yes, sir.
Weather, buddy. Weather.
Weather is looking good. We talked about it at the beginning of the show, how we have a beautiful forecast until maybe this upcoming later weekend. We might see something that's already changed. So just a little forecast model shift. So as far as the eye can see, forecasts look beautiful, moderate winds, moderate seas. Just it's summer. So these scattered showers are not going away. We're definitely going to have to deal with that. So keep an eye on the radar. You don't like the weather in Florida, wait 10 minutes. Don't let a rain chance scare you off the water. Just got to keep an eye on that radar.
Yeah, it's been changing quick out there. Our weather updates brought to you by our good friends at Reese Windows and Doors. You know, they're Florida's leading window and door company, over 50 years in business. They offer free installation, most windows and doors installed in just 6 weeks. They only use in-house installers, no freelance contractors. Their work comes with a double lifetime warranty, which means for you, you never pay for warranty. And when you sell your house, the warranty transfers to the new owners, which adds value to your home. Visit reesewindows.com for more information. Good stuff. 4th of July coming. Everybody be safe out there. It's going to be kind of a crazy...
Don't forget to maintenance your ACs.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
It's important.
Not maintenance in the summertime. Maintenance is what you do before you need it. Right now, like I said, it's survival mode. You know, you just keep your fingers crossed and just make sure your air conditioner makes it through the summer. Yeah,
pray for your AC.
You need to.
Pray for your AC. Or go to brandonac.net and they will come see you.
And we will.
We will. We will be there for sure. Make sure you join my boys tomorrow morning, 7 to 9 on 95.3 WDAE and AM 620 of the T.A. Mahoney Company Real Animals radio show. Again, 4th of July is this week. Be safe out there on the water. Don't do anything crazy or silly.
And join us tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. on the Real Animals Facebook and Hubbard's Marina Facebook streams. We've got the live stream show every Sunday night at 7:30. We're going to be giving away free stuff. We're going to be talking about the Golf Council meeting that happened this past week, giving you updates from that. And we've got 2 425s for sale if anybody's looking.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got some new motors.
All right. Most importantly, I guess...
if you're too busy to go fishing, you're just too darn busy.
I was going to say, that's probably the most important thing right there. Chris Myers, thanks for joining us, brother. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Ace Heating and Cooling, if you need them, they're the ones to call. Tight lines, everybody. Have a great week. We appreciate everybody joining us there on the live feeds, Real Animals Facebook page and the Hubbard's Facebook page. Tight lines, have a great 4th of July, everybody. We're out. Boom shakalaka.
Did it.
Now you're officially on vacation.
Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate y'all for being a part of it. Hopefully you'll join us again next weekend for another episode every Saturday. And also tomorrow morning, 7 to 9 a.m. Are you going to be there tomorrow?
I am not.
So no live stream tomorrow morning for the for the Real Animals Sunday morning show, but they'll be on the radio. So tune in on the radio or the iHeartMedia app, and then tomorrow night 7:30 p.m. for the live stream show. Don't forget to check out BrandonAC.net, and hopefully we'll see you out there on the water, guys.
Tight lines, everybody. Be safe.
Chief Renee Purdon of the Melbourne Airport Police said a man was spotted by airport workers attempting